Harihi Om. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Sadguru Charanapadakamalar Vindabhyam Namaha. Sadhanas from Ribhu Gita by His Holiness Swami Shantananda Puri Maharaj. Chapter 1 Introduction. Ribhu Gita is an invaluable text in Vedanta philosophy and forms part of the ancient scripture called Siva Rahasya. As common with all the Puranas, it is a narration by Suta. According to Suta, once a rishi named Jaigishavya requested Skanda, the son of Shiva, to narrate the glory of Lord Shiva, the Supreme God. Then Lord Shanmukha, that is Skanda, began to narrate the Atma Vidya, that is, the teachings relating to the self-realization, as imparted by Lord Shiva in Kailasa to Ribhu, a son created mentally by the Creator Brahma. The text in which these teachings are contained is called the Ribhu Gita, as they were repeated by Ribhu to Nidhaga, his disciple. In formal Vedanta philosophy, the first step in practice is to distinguish between self, that is Atman, and non-self, that is Anatman. The world and all its objects are all non-self. The mind also is non-self. But Ribhu goes to the highest level where Brahman alone is and the entire world, etc. are only illusions seen in Brahman. There is nothing called separately as non-self. One should leave off all thoughts and reach a no-mind state. One should leave off all forms which are imaginary and remain as Brahman, that is, the Supreme Being. As there is no body, sense, and consequently, due to the absence of feet or hands, there is neither motion nor any action. There is no world, and naturally there is no creator called Brahma, or a sustainer called Vishnu. There is no death, there is no virtuous act, purity, truth, or fear. Brahman alone is. There is no guru, that is a master, or disciple. There is no one, that is non-dual, nor two, that is duality. As there is no bondage, there is no liberation, that is moksha also. As there is no death, there is no birth either. There is neither I, nor you, nor this world. There is no cause or effect. There is no inside or outside. No perfection or imperfection. In the absence of all thoughts, as the mind has become nil, no contemplation such as I am the Brahman is ever possible. Consciousness is existence. Where there is also awareness that I exist. I am that supreme all, pervading consciousness. By simply going on thinking of it constantly as to what it means, one becomes the Supreme Brahman, the ultimate reality. There is an interesting story about Ribhu and Nidhaga which is summed up below. This story has earlier appeared in this author's book Stories for Inspiration, published in July 2006 as story number 21. Nidhaga studied for 15 years under Ribhu in an ashram at Ujjain. After 15 years of studies, Nidhaga felt that he had already learned what all he was to study and was feeling bored. One day, Ribhu decided to go away from the ashram for a tour after instructing Nidhaga to take care of the ashram. After 20 years, Ribhu came back to Ujjain. By that time he had become quite old, with his beard and moustache grey. His eyes were sagging and his face had a withered look. He was dressed like a village farmer and wore a turban on his head. On the way to the ashram, he saw his disciple Nidagha standing near a shop at the marketplace. Nidagha was unable to recognize his guru. He thought that the person approaching him was an illiterate villager. Ribhu asked Nidagha, "Why are you standing here, sir?" The reply from Nidagha was, "See the king standing yonder with his retinue and coming in this direction. After his procession passes through, I shall be proceeding to my ashram." Ribhu continued the conversation. "Holy sir, I see so many people standing yonder. Who is the king among them?" Nidagha, "The one who is sitting above the elephant is the king. The elephant is below the king. Is it clear?" Ribhu, "What is called above and what is called below?" Nidagha felt that the old man was an illiterate fool and contemptuously bent the back of his guru Ribhu so that the latter bent like a horse, touching the earth on all fours, and he nimbly jumped over the back of the guru. Nidagha, "See, now I am above you, you are below. Is it clear?" Ribhu, "Oh, thank you so much. I am not bothered about the terms above and below. I do not understand what is I and what is you as mentioned by you. Now I call myself I. Just now you called yourself I. Who is the real I?" Hearing this, Nidagha realized that the old man appearing as a farmer was none other than his revered master, and prostrated before him. Nidagha said, "Who else but my guru can ask such a question? You please teach me the ultimate learning." On being questioned by Nidagha as to who are you, Ribhu starts saying, "I am the Supreme Brahman. I am the Supreme Bliss. I am what I am. I am consciousness. I am the Supreme Divine Truth. I am Brahman alone. I am always pure, awakened, eternal, and blemishless. I am the perennial bliss. I have no name or form. I have no attachment. I am the Brahman alone. I am bereft of all actions and all differences. I have no doubts. I have no ego, nor do I have the ego that I am egoless. I have none of the qualities attributed to the Trinity, that is Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. I am neither insignificant nor supreme. I am all the insignificant things, and I am the supreme too when once a sadhaka is awake of the world. The world has no existence of its own, and it was never created. It is an illusory appearance like the mirage or dream. There is no ego or mind also. There is no maya which deludes you. There is no hearing, that is Shravanam, reflection, that is Mananam, nor sitting with an one-pointed mind, that is Nididhyasanam. These are all the most important and intimate sadhanas prescribed in the orthodox scriptures. There is no ignorance. The holy places like the Ganga, Gaya, Rameshwaram, etc. do not exist, nor the rituals connected with them. The 5 basic elements, that is Panchabhutas, do not exist. There is only Brahman. We should remember that Ribhu Gita is meant for advanced and mature souls. For other people, all the things negated by Ribhu Gita do exist in a relative way. that is Vyavaharika Satyam. And all those rituals and sadhanas enumerated in the orthodox scriptures. As per Ribhu Gita, one has only to remain without any thought as the Supreme Being without any action or reaction or emotion. This is the highest stage of sadhana. Those who tread this path get out of the Maya and attain liberation. All the rituals are illusory. The worlds like Kailasa, Vaikuntha, heaven and hell are all illusory. All our experiences and the attachments are all illusory. All the Vedas, that is, holy scriptures, are illusory. All the teachings are illusory. This only means that even though the world is an illusory creation, God has kept some exit doors like the Vedas and teachings of holy men, which, though part of an illusion, will help us to get out of the illusion. All the wealth, all worldly objects, and Guru, that is Master, are all illusory. Bondage, liberation, joy and sorrow, meditation, mind, etc. are all illusory. Whatever we hear, whatever we see, the body and the senses are all illusory. All differences and distinctions, taking bath, japa, penance, performance of fire sacrifices, study of shastras, worship or puja of gods, mantras, that is sacred syllables, satsanga, that is company of holy men, saints, are all illusory. Whatever anybody says, whatever is agreed to, whatever is proclaimed, it is all Brahman, that is the ultimate reality only. All auspicious actions or bold actions and whatever action is done in truth, it is all an illusion and hence false. The entire world is all consciousness alone. All the five subtle elements, as also the trinity of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, are all consciousness. All matters and time and knowledge are all made of consciousness. That is, consciousness means an existence fully aware that it exists. All talk and all existence and non-existence are all consciousness. The master and disciple, as also the knowledge, are all consciousness. The knower and the known are all consciousness. All causes and effects are also all forms and entities which have no form are all consciousness. Non-duality and multiplicity. All the scriptures and Vedanta philosophy, all directions and subdirections like northeast, etc. are only consciousness. All transactions in the mundane world, the past, present and future, all names and forms, all beings and worlds are only consciousness. The dispassion, that is Vairagya, the entire world, all foundations and supports and all that is supported are all consciousness. The vital breath, that is prana, all the senses, all the five sheaths, and the final bliss are all only consciousness. All the permanent and impermanent objects are all consciousness alone. There is nothing more eternal than consciousness, and nothing is more real. Whatever and however beings exist are talked about, and whatever is told in the Vedas, that is ancient scriptures, all are consciousness. There is no bondage other than consciousness, and there is no liberation other than consciousness. The only existence and the only reality is consciousness. End of chapter 1.